Hey guys, what's up? Emo Cat Dad here, hanging out with you, bringing you yet another edition of Emo Cat Dad Listens. It's Sunday, so that means only one thing. It's ladies' night. I'm repping my favorite ladies right here, the Powerpuff Girls. So what is ladies' night and what is it I do here? Well, every day of 2024, I vow to check out a new band or artist. I check out 4 songs from across their discography, give you my initial thoughts on the songs, give you my ranking of the songs, and of course, my overall thoughts on the artist. Now, where does Ladies Night come in? Well, I'm the Emo Cat Dad. I grew up going to Warped Tour, and Warped Tour not very known for its diversity. So, I vowed to not fall into that trap. So that's why every Sunday, I vowed to check out at least a female artist or a band with a female in it. And a band with a female in it is exactly what we're doing today. As you can see right there, we're checking out Halestorm. Now, I've never listened to Halestorm prior to this, unless it's been in passing. I'm familiar with them. I know they're kind of radio rock, dad rock, whatever you want to call it. And they're fronted by Lzzy Hale. What am I expecting? I'm basically expecting that. I'm expecting solid vocal performances from Lzzy with a whole lot of guitar and drums that I would hear on radio stations across the Rust Belt. But without any further ado, let's just dive into Halestorm. Alright, so the first song I checked out was off their debut album, Halestorm. It's called I Get Off. Okay, so this chorus absolutely soars. Now, I'm sure the point to have that chorus soar was that the verses need to be a little more muted for it to have that effect. And I mean, it definitely works on the chorus, but at the same time, I'm still kind of annoyed at like the muted verses. But Lzzy sounds great overall. But what she's singing about does not. The lyrics on this are pretty cringe. But this was the debut, so I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt that, this was album 1, so, they're going to get better, hopefully. The music sounds pretty crisp overall, but it's pretty uninteresting until the very end, alongside Lzzy's vocals, but it's really just basically an outro. Alright, next up seems to be their most popular album, The Strange Case Of. And I checked out their most popular track, I Miss the Misery. I miss the lies and the pain, the fights that keep us away. Okay, so the first thing I had to do halfway through the song was check the producer credits. I don't normally check the producer credits, but this song just sounded so freaking good, I had to. And there I seen Howard Benson's name, so that checks out. The lyrics are certainly better on this track, but they're still not great. So, low bar to clear. They cleared it, I guess. Their next album, Into the Wildlife, was released in 2015, and I checked out I Am the Fire. Okay, this is by far Lzzy's best vocal performance. And that's saying something, because she's really sounded great on all of these tracks. And the producers must have realized that too, because they basically relegated the music to a backup role to the vocals. So it's good in the sense it gives the vocals more room to be enjoyed, but also this is supposed to be a rock band. Last but not least, Halestorm's most recent output came with the 2022 album Back from the Dead, and I checked out Steeple. Okay, so Lzzy is still the star on this track. I will not suggest otherwise, just as she's been on the other ones. But the music, specifically the guitars and drums, get a lot more attention on this track, which was good to see, honestly. The lyrics are much better. This might even be lyrically my favorite song, even though they kind of fall into the church steeple, here's all the people trope. But I'm sure that was intentional, so not going to hold it against them for being unoriginal. Alright, so those are the 4 tracks I checked out. Let's go ahead and rank them. Starting at number 1, I'm giving it to I Miss the Misery, their most popular song. It's my favorite out of the 4 I heard too, so I guess I get the popularity. Howard Benson's production on this just makes everything sound so much better, and I mean, Lzzy sounds great in any producer's hands, it seems. But even the music, he was able to get brought up a notch and still have that nice contrast with Lzzy's vocals. It was just the whole package for me. At number 2, I'm going The Steeple, probably as a result of Lzzy sounding great on all these tracks, so the vocals aren't really going to play too much of a role, but the lyrics do. Like I said, lyrically, I think this was my favorite track, and the music. The drums and guitar played a big role in the song, which makes it super enjoyable for me personally. At 3, I Am the Fire. When this song started up, the slow build to the music, I was like, okay, this is going to be good. And we do get the music eventually, but it doesn't share the spotlight as much as on the last 2 tracks. So that's why ultimately it has to slot behind those. So number 3 seems fair for it. And at 4, I Get Off. Ultimately, it's the lyrics that landed here. I'm sorry. Listening to this track, I enjoy it, but at the same time, I'm imagining a stripper in Toledo using it as her show song at the very same time, which is impressive because I'm recording this at like 9 a.m. Okay, so next up, what are my overall thoughts on Halestorm? Well, obviously, Halestorm is Lzzy. If Lzzy were to pursue a solo career, I don't think this band would continue. And I don't think that's a surprise to anyone, given the way this music sounds. She's front and center, and despite her band, I'm sure, being very important to her, you strip away the vocals, there's not a whole lot happening on these tracks. The lyrics aren't my favorite, and I don't think anyone is going to disagree with that, but I do think there's some room to improve. I've seen little glimpses of it in certain parts of the song where they actually said some interesting things in interesting ways, and, you know, I dug it, but then they'd come back with some lazy rhyme schemes and just be like, okay, that's what we're doing again. Got it. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me on this Sunday night, ladies' night, even though I just said I'm recording at 10 a.m. But this will be up by nighttime. Please, please, please do me a big favor. Hit the comments below. Give me your thoughts on Halestorm and also band or artist suggestions. I still got like 250 more of these to do, so I need your help. So whether they're female-fronted bands or female artists, let me know so I can potentially use them on a future ladies' night, or just, you know, any artist is fine too, because, you know, I need music for non-ladies' nights. Last but certainly not least, if you gave me some suggestions below and you haven't hit that subscribe button, I'm going to need you to do that so that you could see when I get to your future video. If you don't know how to do that, then simply cut my wrists and hit subscribe. Emo Cat Dad signing off until tomorrow. I want to hear you sad.